In this video, I'm going to show you how you can launch your own WordPress website on a VPS in under 10 minutes. So to do this, we're going to be using Hostinger, and this will allow us to create a website really quickly, really easily, and at a very affordable price. The cost to actually set up your own VPS is very affordable if you're using Hostinger. Let's have a look at some of the prices in terms of what you get for this VPS hosting. So if you followed some of the content on my channel, you'll know that I focus mainly on building web applications, but there are times when I need to launch a very simple website, and WordPress on a VPS is a very good option for that. So it's a very simple way to get your website online quickly. And one of the most popular plans that they have is $4.99 per month. And this gives us 40 gigabytes of disk space, along with 2 gigabytes of RAM, and more importantly, I think, is the 2 terabytes of bandwidth. So this 2 terabytes of bandwidth allows you to have a lot of traffic visiting your website. So one of the benefits of having a VPS is that you have that entire space and you can customize it to do whatever it is you need to do for your website. So maybe you need to run a very specific version of PHP, or maybe you need to have certain server configurations that you wouldn't get on a shared hosting solution. So that's why VPS is a good option to give you more control. Now let's have a look at some of the features of this. So we can see the bandwidth, we can see a disk space here, and this is all very good for running a single website, but it also allows you to run multiple websites. And we can click on see all of the features. So once we look at all of the features, then you can see that there are various plans here based on your needs. So personally, I think the VPS 2 is a good option, as it gives us 40 gigabytes, which is more than enough to run a website. And the 2 terabytes of bandwidth is more than I actually use generally in a given month, a lot more actually. So if you have a website that has like a few thousand visitors a month, you should be able to host it very comfortably with 2 terabytes of bandwidth. One thing to note is that Hostinger also offers shared hosting, and this can be great for simple projects. It allows you to install WordPress on the premium shared hosting plan with just a few clicks. And this is due to the intuitive and powerful custom built H panel. So make sure to check that out if you're interested in using the shared hosting option. If we click on this, I'll just show how you can get an additional discount if you decide to use this service. So once you come here to the checkout, we can see that it is $4.99 per month. And if you use a coupon code, which I have included in the description on this video, you can add it here using the coupon code section. So here you can enter a coupon code David B, and that will give you an additional discount, and that will bring this down to $222 for a 2-year period. So that's 48 months for $222. So for a VPS, this is actually a very, very good price. And I would recommend it if you're looking to have your own server to run your own website and have full control over that server. So that's a great option to do that. So now let's look at what happens once you have this set up. I will show you how to set up your own server, how to set up your own website and connect both of those together. And then finally we'll install WordPress and have a look at how easy it is to get that up and running. So let's jump into the hosting panel now, the H panel. So in here we can see that we have this VPS server plan 2. Now I haven't set this up yet, so that's what we're going to do now. Now once you register and do the checkout, you'll get access to this setup section here for the server. So I'm going to click on the setup and we will click the start button. Now we're prompted to pick a location for our VPS. So if you're building a website for US customers or US viewers, then it would make sense to select the US as the location of that VPS. So you can select one that is appropriate based on the website that you're building. So let's click on the continue. Now we have some options here. We can choose a plain operating system, plain OS, or a gaming server. So if you want to do something like Minecraft or some of these other games where you can set up your own server, this is an option for that. But in this case, I'm going to go with the control panel option, so an OS with a control panel. So this allows us to set things up much easier. We don't have to go in and use the command line to do anything, so we can just do it all through this control panel. So in this case, we've got the default setting, which is Cyber Panel. So there are a number of different configurations that we can choose, but we are going to use the default one to set this up. So now I'm going to add the host name, so the server host name, and a password. So that will be the default password for the server. And then we will click continue. So now that we've confirmed the settings, we are just going to have to wait a few minutes for this server to be set up. And once that's set up, then we can go ahead and connect it to our domain name. So now our server has been set up. So we can go to our VPS dashboard. So this will allow us to manage our server. So once we have this server created, we have this summary. So when we come in here, we have this summary on the operating system tab. And we want to take these details, so you can click on the little view icon here to get your password. And once you have done that, then we will click on this link. So here we will just enter the details that we got on the previous page. So now we are inside of our cyber panel, which has been installed on our server. And here at the top left, you can see we have this IP address. So this is the IP address of our server. So now what we want to do is we want to create our website within here. So we go down to the section here for websites, or you can also do it here on the main dashboard. So click on the websites. So on this screen, we want to click on the create website. And then under the package section, select package, we'll just pick the default option. And the owner, that will be the admin, the same credentials that we set up. So the domain name, we want to create this. This will be a subdomain I'm going to use. So I'm going to use my own website and create a subdomain here. But you could just have this as your own top level domain. So maybe it's myname.com or whatever your business name is. But in this case, I'm going to call this VPS. And this will be a subdomain of my main website. And the email, you can just use your own email address. Select the PHP version. Now, this will vary depending on the website that you're setting up, but I would just recommend going for the latest version of PHP. So in this case, I'm just going to go for 8.1. And I'm going to create the default settings here, which is not adding any additional features, but you could add SSL or create your own mail domain, for example, based on what you need. So let's click the create website button, and this will take a few minutes just to create the website for us. So setting up the directories and configuring everything. And now that this is done, let's click the go back button. So let's go to our websites. I'm going to list the websites. So you can see we've got our file manager link here. So our website has been created within this server. Let's click on the manage. So this is a link, so we can see a preview of our website. So let's scroll down to the bottom here, and we can use one of the applications that will become pre-installed. So we're going to use this WordPress plus LS Cache. So this will install WordPress on the server for us. We don't have to do anything. So let's just enter some details, a blog title, and create admin username. And we'll leave this empty, so this path will be installed at the root level of our domain. So in this case, I've got a subdomain that I'm using, so this will be fine. But if you wanted to install WordPress within a folder on your server, then you could add the name of that folder here. Installation is successful. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take this IP address. So you can see here in the top left, but they also have it down here. So I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to go to my DNS manager for the domain name. So in my case, this is within Cloudflare, and I have my domain name DNS managed within Cloudflare. So I'm going to set up a new A record. And this will be the subdomain, so the name here will be the subdomain I'm going to use. So in this case, it should match what I've added into my hosting panel. So we go back in here, we can see I've got this VPS subdomain. So VPS, and the The IP address, I'm going to paste that in, so that will be our server IP address. So save this. So just click on the link. And we can see that we've got WordPress now installed on our server. So that has been really easy to set up. So my subdomain now is working and it's showing the WordPress website, the default install. And if we want to actually come in and edit this WordPress site, then we would come back here to our URL and we would visit WP admin. If you happen to experience this when you try to visit the WP admin section of your website, this is most likely because of the configuration between Cloudflare, the host that I'm using, and the SSL configuration on the server. Now there are two ways to solve this. One is to reduce the SSL requirements. So if you go under SSL in Cloudflare, you can change this to flexible and it will work automatically. But the alternative is, if you want to keep this as a fully encrypt, higher security SSL setting, you can do this within your control panel. So we go back to our cyber panel, and if we go down to the SSL section on the left, so we'll go manage SSL. So this will allow us to set up a self-certified SSL certificate. So we'll select the website and we'll click on the issue SSL button. So this will give us a free SSL certificate. This may take a few moments to create this certificate on the server. So now that this is completed, we can go back to our website and reload the page. So now our SSL is working correctly. We can see that we've got this connection is secure. So now we can go ahead and sign into our WordPress site using the password that we set up earlier in this video. So now that we have WordPress completely set up on our server, you can see how easy that was to set up WordPress on our server. So we have our own VPS, our own WordPress installation, and we are ready to publish content on our website. If you want to get your own VPS, then make sure to take advantage of the discount code that we have in the description of this video. So you can use that discount code to get an additional discount on your server, your own VPS, for hosting your own website. So make sure to take advantage of that code in the description below, and you can get your own VPS for 2 years for only $222 at the time of publishing this video. So hopefully you guys have found this video helpful. As always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.